Right in the middle of the Atlantic, there's an archipelago that encapsulates all that is crucial about surfing. A place with exuberant nature, where isolation is a big part of the game, and where sometimes we feel as if we are stepping into a different planet or a different era. We came here to feel the vibe and enjoy the waves, but also to learn about the current issues threatening this beautiful piece of paradise. This time, the call was made by João de Macedo from Save the Waves crew. Save the Waves is responsible for managing of the World Surf Reserves.
Save the Waves focuses on preserving coastal habitats as well as the waves, what we call surf ecosystems. And the SPANS program, it's a new approach for coastal and marine conservation, where we combine the legal protection of surf ecosystems with sustainable community development. And our work and our program what seeks to support the communities in the Azores who want to protect their home breaks.
A World Surf Reserve aims to preserve not only the wave, but also their surroundings, by acknowledging key environmental, cultural, and economic attributes in coastal communities. As they were hosting the film festival that traveled across a few different islands, we joined them on Terceira and São Jorge, where we met by very contrasting realities. But it's Azores after all, and here, contrasts are all over, and reality is matched at ever-changing weather patterns. Terceira, a key place for the best and worst reasons, was our biggest case study. Although being famous for its diversified and high-quality waves, Terceira also stands out as the island that has suffered the most when it comes to surf zones being sacrificed for other values. As we visited the island, we knew about the ongoing threats to Terreiro de Sao Mateus, a very pleasant right point break that has been very affected due to multiple coastal management projects. We're here in Sao Mateus. We're gonna surf this mythical wave. They built these rocks and kinda messed up with the wave.
A onda do Terreiro foi durante muitos anos surfável. Estamos aqui numa defesa para não a perder, porque mediante as obras que foram desde 2009 para cá, e estamos agora outra vez com uma outra obra e que vai afetar efetivamente ou definitivamente a onda e os acessos à mesma.
Extended these rocks all the way to the inside, and now it creates a backwash not only in high tide but in low tide as well. And they've just covered the only place where they had sand for people and for the kids to play on the beach. And yeah.
É com muita pena nossa, da Associação de Surf e da comunidade surfista da Ilha de Terceira, que vemos um ativo que é a onda, um ativo desta comunidade, um ativo do nosso país, da região autónoma dos Açores e da Ilha Terceira, na promoção da imagem dos Açores, que é afetada.
There's some hidden rocks which are already part of it, and hey, we're lucky. We surfed, we had fun, it's all good.
We surfed there might have been the last ever surfed at this once popular surf spot. And as we say goodbye to Terreiro's wave, we were reminded of other threats to local waves, namely that so-called killer princess, Santa Catarina, one of the crown jewels of the Azores surfing. But before we get there, we need to visit a very special place.
Eu não quero ficar. Eu não quero partir.
For all its beauty, power, and perfect formation, surfing São Jorge Fajãs is not only about the waves. It's a whole experience where the waves are just a part of it. A fajã is the local name for a piece of land that, due to landslides or lava flows, create sea level headlands at the foot of high cliffs. The São Jorge North Coast has many of these geological features, but no one stands out like the Fajã of Santo Cristo. From the peak, one can see the mighty cliffs, the lagoon, and the village adorning the area and adding up to the unique feeling of this place. Back then, visitors had either to camp or sleep over the local church. Depending on swell direction, perfect rights or lefts can break on both sides of the Fajã, enjoying its multiple sections and knife caving walls. All over the surfing world, very few places match the thrilling experience of being here, where time itself seems to have stopped and where we faced our innermost human essence. Coming to this trip with Save the Waves was something very important for me. Coming with an open mind and open heart to just learn from Shandy, from Skeleton Sea that makes art, from plastic pollution for so long, and all his knowledge.
Quality trash, man. Story started here, then on São Jorge. We went for a surfing trip and heard about this mystic place in Fachado Santo Cristo. Then we came closer to the Fachão and we saw this. There was like big piles of plastic and rubbish on the beach. So we were artists, creative persons, and we came to this idea. Why don't we turn trash into art and raise awareness with the message to keep the oceans clean? And there, the idea for Skeleton Sea was born. We have a lot of good quality trash, but only very little tools. So it's gonna be hard to do something really nice.
Squid, dish, octopus, flying fish. Something like that. Oh man. These days, Skeleton Sea pieces adorn multiple and prestigious buildings such as the Ericeira World Surfing Reserve headquarters and the renowned Lisbon Municipal Aquarium, the Oceanário. Dubbed the Azorean pipeline or the killer princess by some of the locals, Santa Catarina is the wave that stands out against all others in Terceira. A heavy peak breaking over shallow volcanic water and facing an unforgiving rocky platform on shore, Santa Catarina is no place for beginners. We were able to enjoy our fair share of waves and appreciate the beauty of this wave. once plagued by heavy sewage, littering, and general public negligence, due to strong efforts by the local community, voiced by the local surf association, new beach facilities were erected, the surrounding land was cleaned up, and the sewage was relocated further down the coast. Santa Catarina even survived a massive coastal management project with the seawall just barely missing the swell corridor and preventing the waves to be affected.
This is a great example when things go right. A few years ago, they tried to make a walk path here, and they were going to throw tons of rocks, probably destroy the wave. And the government talked to the local community, experts, scientists, everyone got together, and they were able to find a way to protect the coastland and not damage the wave. And here we are still in Santa Catarina, getting some barrels, and it's good when things go right. There has to be communication, and everyone is here for the same mission.
However, we know that surfing in the Azores is still on its first steps towards full recognition as a sport, a tourism attracting factor, and a social economic asset. We cannot be satisfied because the sewage was merely relocated from a surfing to a non-surfing area, because sooner or later that same sewage, or the mentality behind it, will come back chasing ourselves. That's why we cannot rest. That's why we need to make our own impact.